Most lives begin with a birth. Miranda Lawson's began with a blueprint. In the year 2150, she was brought into existence through a series of deliberate, calculated engineering choices. This model of a DNA double helix represents the raw biological material her creators used as a baseline. They took her father's DNA and stripped it down, rewriting the code to remove any perceived weakness. Every physical and mental trait was manipulated to guarantee superiority. Her biology was programmed to provide a prolonged lifespan, a flawless immune system, and devastating biotic capabilities. This forced biological perfection stripped her of a normal origin. Instead of being raised as a daughter, she was cultivated as a living, calculated asset, built to fulfill someone else's definition of success. That upbringing made her a high-value recruit for Cerberus, a shadow organization devoted to extremist human survivalist ideals. Under the command of the elusive man, Miranda operated as a cold, calculating enforcer. She executed the organization's doctrine with the same precision used to design her nervous system. She proved her worth through a series of high-stakes assignments, such as defending the passenger liner Arcturian Jade from Batitarian raiders in the Nemean Abyss. Every successful interception and extracted secret functioned as a data point confirming her father's vision. She began to measure her own value strictly by the lack of failure in her mission logs, viewing herself as the instrument she was designed to be. Her initial existence was defined entirely by this obedience. She possessed lethal efficiency, but she lacked the agency to question the hand that held her. By 2185, Commander Shepard, the galaxy's most prominent soldier, was dead. Cerberus tasked Miranda with leading Project Lazarus to reverse that reality. The assignment required her to manage the unimaginable logistics of playing God, directing a team to pull a human consciousness back from the brink of total destruction. This timeline tracks the scale of that undertaking. For 2 years, Miranda oversaw the reconstruction of Shepard's cybernetics and tissue, pouring billions of credits and endless scientific resources into a body that had been dead for months. That progress is violently interrupted when the facility is compromised. Hacked security mechs tear through the station, destroying her tightly controlled laboratory. Resurrecting Shepard was a scientific triumph, but the resulting chaos ironically destroyed the laboratory environment Miranda used to define herself. It forced her out into a galaxy that didn't follow a preset plan. Fleeing the station, Miranda joins the crew of the Normandy SR-2. They set a course for the Omega-4 relay, aiming to stop the Collector threat. These are the specifications of Miranda Lawson. Born in 2150, an extended lifespan, a superior immune system, peak physical attractiveness. These stats read like the manifest of a high-end starship, and that creates a distinct psychological trap. She is locked inside an expectation of absolute perfection. That's because she wasn't born in the traditional sense. Her father took his own DNA and meticulously engineered her genome, manipulating every trait before she took her first breath. When built to a specific standard, it becomes difficult to view yourself as an individual. She learned to see herself strictly as a manufactured tool, a highly effective asset to be deployed. This polish is her deepest burden. When every trait is a product of someone else's intent, it's difficult to distinguish your own personality from your father's blueprints. Viewing herself as a biological instrument made her incredibly useful to the human survivalist group Cerberus. They needed a dispassionate operative to lead Project Lazarus, and she fit the parameters perfectly. She proved her objective value by doing the impossible, successfully bringing Commander Shepard back from the dead after the destruction of the original Normandy. To survive in this high-stakes environment, she built a defense mechanism to match her engineered purpose. She projects a cold, calculating, and heavily isolated exterior to anyone she works with. Yet, internally, this creates a punishing cycle. She assumes her successes are merely the expected output of her father's genetic programming. She strips herself of all personal merit. This raises the question of whether a woman built to be a flawless instrument can ever find a genuine connection, or if her fate is to be perpetually utilized by powerful men. Behind her professional distance, Miranda hides a secret. She's running a covert mission to rescue her genetic twin, Oriana, from their father. This rescue operation reveals a critical flaw in her father's design. It demonstrates she possesses a capacity for selfless love, never encoded into her sequence. Her environment shifts when she is assigned as Commander Shepard's executive officer aboard the Normandy SR-2. Operating far outside the sterile halls of a Cerberus facility, her rigid professional boundaries begin to slip. Protecting Oriana and operating independently from her creators are the first definitive steps she takes using her own free will. If Shepard pursues a romance with her, we see exactly how cautiously she approaches intimacy. She analyzes the interaction before finally letting her guard down. Shepard approaches her differently than anyone else in her life. The commander treats her as an equal partner, looking past her status as a genetic marvel or a Cerberus asset. This leads to a specific moment of vulnerability. She finally vocalizes her deepest insecurity, admitting that she feels her mistakes are her own, while her successes belong entirely to her father's design. Shepard pushes back against this logic. By reciprocating her feelings, the commander validates her choices and her individual spirit, completely bypassing her biological statistics. Allowing herself to be loved becomes an act of existential rebellion. Affection is the single variable her father could not encode into her DNA. By the time the Reaper invasion hits Earth, her situation has fractured. She has severed her ties with the elusive man and is operating on the run from Cerberus assassins. The emotional safety built during her time on the Normandy gave her the psychological endurance required to walk away from the organization that defined her adult life. Her arc peaks at the Sanctuary facility on Horizon. She stops running and actively hunts down her father to ensure Oriana's permanent safety. By neutralizing him, she neutralizes the architect of her trauma. She claims absolute ownership over her own life and guarantees her sister's future. Looking back, Shepard didn't swoop in to rescue her from her design. The romance simply provided the necessary space for her to realize was already a complete human being. She discards the label of a deployable asset and steps into the messy, terrifying, and imperfect reality of making her own choices. She was explicitly designed to be a weapon, yet her most significant actions are defined by the human connection her father never accounted for. Miranda Lawson possesses incredible biotic power and a perfect genetic sequence, but her most impressive achievement was her ability to love and be loved entirely on her own terms.